Throughout Jackie Kennedy Onassis's life, she was strongly influenced by the people around her. From the way she acted as the First Lady of the United States to her husband, John F. Kennedy, to the way she grieved after her husband's assassination in 1963, she drew on others to help her get through the hard times. When she was the First Lady, she and her husband had a large circle of friends, political or personal, and after John F. Kennedy's death, that circle shrunk. We must first start to understand the reasons of why she truly isolated herself to understand the types of relationships that she created, kept, or culled. John F. Kennedy and John Sherman Cooper were longtime friends before and during when John F. Kennedy was a president, even though they belonged to different political parties.
This image shows John Sherman Cooper and John F. Kennedy both during their time as senators having a pleasant conversation. The Coopers and Kennedys had what was to be described as a bipartisan friendship, which is defined as a relationship in which the involving members of two opposite political parties come to an agreement despite opposing each other's policies. They continued to be friends even after John Fitzgerald Kennedy's success as president, even having dinner together the first night of the presidential inauguration in 1961. In a 1990 interview with Terry Birdwhistle, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis states, "To show you what good friends we were, think I'm right in this. The first dinner party we went to after we were in the White House was at the Coopers." She also stated, "Well, they were just our beloved friends. We've made the date before. I think it was for some dance or something in Washington. That was sort of an occasion. We didn't go to the dance, but went to the Coopers for dinner."
Jackie Kennedy was very involved in the political relationships between the president and others, including the vice president and his wife at the time.
The political and personal relationship between the families were very solid. After the assassination, Lady Bird met up with Jackie in the hospital and comforted her through the night. Quote, "Suddenly I found myself face to face with Jackie in a small hallway. You think of someone like her being insulated, protected. She was quite alone. I don't think I ever saw someone so alone in my life. I went up to her, put my arms around her, and said something to her. I'm sure it was something like, 'God help us all,' because my feelings for her were too much to put into words." This image demonstrates the political relationship that the Kennedys had with the Johnsons. Jackie Kennedy is wearing the infamous pink Chanel dress, which she would wear for days while it was covered in her husband's blood. It is hours before the infamous assassination. This photo of John F. Kennedy, Jackie Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, and Lady Bird Johnson was taken at the Kennedys' arrival in Texas. Lady Bird and Jackie were especially close with each other. You can tell in this photo that they enjoy each other's company and are comfortable together. A president and vice president need to have a lot of trust with each other and need to have a good relationship in order to successfully run a country.
Caroline Kennedy helped establish a lasting legacy for her mother and father being involved in politics as well as being an ambassador to Japan. The podcast in which Terry Birdwhistle interviews Jackie Kennedy Onassis contributes to her legacy. They introduce her for a while in the podcast before even featuring the interview and speak on her importance. Also, to be included in the Wisdom Project by the Nunn Center shows how important she was and how she is still relevant today. This image reflects the legacy of Jackie Kennedy Onassis very well. She had a very large influence on the world and it affected many lives. Her daughter, Caroline Kennedy, is seen giving the Profile and Courage Award to Barack Obama. This exemplifies Jackie Kennedy's legacy in that her success motivated Caroline to be in such a successful position as she is in the image, and it shows her sphere of influence.
My name is Kiana Wilson, and I am doing an interview for Mr. West's Word 110 class. I'm here with our interviewee. Would you mind introducing yourself?
I'm Sierra Turner Branch, and I'm a freshman at University of Kentucky.
Thank you. All right, so Sierra, I have a few questions for you concerning Jackie O, if you don't mind. First question is, what comes to mind when you hear Jackie O?
When I hear Jackie O's name, I think of the wife of JFK, a feminist and a very strong role person.
Okay, thank you. Can you think of any way Jackie O has affected you personally?
I think her being strong-willed affected me. It made me realize that if I wanted something, I would have to go out and get it.
What would you consider Jackie O's greatest accomplishment?
I think one of her greatest accomplishments was traveling to Cambodia with her husband to help improve the relationships between humans and Cambodia. she decided to do in her private life.
Do you know of any way Jackie O has left her mark on Kentucky? If so, what is it?
As far as the state of Kentucky, I'm not sure, but as a nation, I know she had a great impact on feminism and helped bring awareness to the entire nation.
Thank you.
Jackie Kennedy, known for her class, poise, family values, and the sudden private way she took on, which was caused by her husband's assassination. From our research, we can make the conclusion that Jackie was very involved in political relationships, especially with the Coopers and the Johnsons. Her legacy is secured today through her daughter Caroline, as well as inspiring countless other people. With all the information we gathered, we were able to learn a lot about these personal relationships and what makes her legacy important for today and in the future.